Semrush and Similarweb are two digital marketing and analytics tools, but they approach data differently. This video compares both services to find the best option for growing online visibility in the age of AI search. We analyzed data handling, setup speed, external connections, hidden limits, mobile performance, and more. So by the end of this video, you'll know which platform is right for your specific technical SEO or audience research needs. Data handling. To understand which tool is better for you, we have to look at how Semrush and Similarweb handle their data. Semrush and Similarweb both track websites, but they get their information from different places. Semrush acts like a giant library that records every word people type into Google. It focuses on how your website ranks for specific keywords and how often you appear in AI-generated answers. If you want to know exactly which page on your site is winning the race for a specific search term, Semrush is built for that job. Now, on the other hand, Similarweb acts more like a panel of millions of real people. It watches how those people move from social media to a website or from a news link to a shop. This means Similarweb is much better at showing you the big picture of traffic, including things like how many visitors are coming from specific AI chatbots or which social networks send the most people to your competitors. Setup speed. Now, when we look at the setup time for Semrush and Similarweb, we see a difference in how fast you can get to work. With Semrush, you can type in a website address and see data in less than a minute. It is designed for speed. You can start a site audit which crawls your website like a robot to find technical mistakes, and you will have a list of things to fix within 10 or 15 minutes. Now, Similarweb takes a little longer to set up because it wants to know exactly who your competitors are before it starts showing you deep charts. You might spend more time clicking through setup screens to tell the software which industry you are in. However, once it is set up, the visual charts are very easy to read and don't require much training to understand. All right, that covers the setup time for both platforms. If you already have an idea for which one you want to go for, you can find my affiliate links for both Semrush and Similarweb in the description of these videos. These links help support the channel at no extra cost to you. Now, let's compare the external connections of Semrush and Similarweb. External connections. Connecting Semrush and Similarweb to other services is an important part of a daily workflow. Both of these tools can talk to Google Analytics and Google Search Console. This is helpful because it lets you see your private data right next to the public data about your competitors. Semrush makes this very easy on almost all of their plans. They want you to use their dashboard as your main home for work. Similarweb also connects to other services, but they tend to save their best connections and API access for their more expensive plans. If you are a small business on a budget, you might find that Semrush gives you more ways to move your data around without asking for more money, whereas Similarweb requires a custom enterprise plan for full API functionality. Daily experience, 90 days. As you use Semrush and Similarweb every day for 3 months, the experience begins to change. After 90 days with Semrush, you might feel like there are almost too many buttons. It has 55 different tools inside of it, including new features for AI PR and brand mentions. It stays fast and the data updates often, but it can feel a bit cluttered if you only need to do 1 or 2 specific tasks. It is a tool for people who like to dig deep into the gears of a website. Now, Similarweb stays much cleaner over time. Because it focuses on visual graphs and market trends, it doesn't feel as heavy. It is the kind of software you check once a week to see if your market share is growing, rather than something you use every hour to fix tiny technical errors. Hidden limits. Now, every piece of software has hidden limits, and Semrush and Similarweb are no different. One thing people often miss on the pricing page is the user seat limit. On the basic plan for both tools, you usually only get 1 login. This means if you have a teammate who tries to log in while you're working, one of you will get kicked out. Now, another hidden limit involves how much data you can download. Semrush limits how many reports you can pull per day. Similarweb limits how many months of historical data you can see. Their plans only show you the last 3 to 6 months of history. Mobile performance. Finally, we have to look at how Semrush and Similarweb work on your phone. Most people do their heavy work on a desktop, but sometimes you need to check a stat while you're away from your desk. Semrush has a dedicated mobile app that lets you see if your keyword rankings or AI visibility scores have gone up or down. It's simple, but it works well for a quick check. However, you cannot run a full technical audit from the app. Now, Similarweb also has an app, but it is mostly for looking at high-level traffic numbers. You won't be able to do deep competitive research or build complex reports on your phone with either of these. They're both desktop-first tools, so don't expect to run your whole business from a smartphone. Final summary. So, to summarize, the choice between these two comes down to what you actually do every day. You should pick Semrush if your main goal is to fix your website, find the best keywords to write about, and handle the technical side of SEO. It is a doing tool that gives you a list of tasks to complete. Now, you should pick Similarweb if you're more interested in strategy and intelligence. It is the better choice if you need to know where your competitors get their traffic and who their audience is, or if you need to show beautiful charts to prove that your marketing is actually working. Alright, I hope you found this video helpful. The best way to support my channel is to use the links in the description to sign up to either Semrush or Similarweb. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.